Hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Don and
Tuesday.
Jack Live. This will be our weekly Tuesday trading AMA. Don and Jack Live.
Sorry about that.
I got feedback, but yeah. Is that feedback gone?
Yeah, that feedback was for me. Sorry about that.
All right. So yeah, how are you doing, Don? What is the purpose of this live stream in your opinion? What are we going to do? What are we going to discuss every Tuesday at 10 AM CST?
Yeah, this is our first episode. I'm looking forward to this and continued series. I think today we'll be just going over just order blocks or order flow. You kind of get an AMA, whatever you guys specifically want us to chart, anything specifically. We're open to charting that on the spot. Just briefly going over market analysis, what we think currently, what we're looking at, some trades we're currently in and we're currently eyeing. So we'll just basically be going over that majority of today. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free, dump them in the comments and we'll help you guys out.
Sweet. Yeah, I look forward to this as well. Don and I have a comparable trading style, although we do approach things a bit differently, but we do like to trade of key levels where we do think there's liquidity. Whales or bigger money needs to enter and exit out of trades in a whole different way than most people who participate in the market. And finding how they are doing this can give us telltales about where the price will actually go. So like big money needs liquidity, and we try to find and predict where this liquidity is going to come. And once price comes into these levels, we try to find confirmation and then create our confirm our bias to get into and out of trades. So one thing before we continue that I just have to mention, we are not financial advisors. We do not give financial advice. Anything that you hear or see in this show, in this episode, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. If you want to read the full disclaimer, it's in the description below. So be sure to check that out for the entire disclaimer. I'm not going to bother you guys with that too much. So Don, you want to go ahead and just grab a Bitcoin chart and see how that looks like to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just jump right into it. Cool. Confirm that we're good on my end. Let's see where this is at. Okay. So do you see it on my end? I shared the screen. Should be good.
You're full screen, bro. Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. All right, cool, wonderful. All right, cool. Looking at Bitcoin real quick. All right, so I'll jump out of just a high level monthly and weekly scale. We've been after this big dump. We're kind of strategizing where our next move is. So I kind of on our monthly. We're currently trading a monthly order block, as you can see to the left over here from September. And if you jump into the weekly, I got a weekly range that we're currently trading in. Also, hence I said the monthly range as well, our monthly order block. Sorry about that. So basically, I've identified my range here from a weekly scale. I got our high, I got our low. Notice our low was swept. Okay, our high has yet to be swept, and we're continuously trading below or above range. Okay. So now when I'm digging in a little deeper, so I've identified my range. I'm trying to identify where my order blocks, are, where we can buy and sell. Usually with order blocks, it's where institutional sponsorship comes into the market and it moves price. So recently we've seen a lot of volume come into the market the past few days. I want to say it was like close to 30 billion. Is that correct, Jack?
Yeah, I think we saw over 30 billion 24-hour market-wide volume. So I think Bitcoin yesterday did nearly 10 billion on all exchanges combined, excluding any OTC volume. I don't think we've seen that much volume since May or April. So that is a telltale that there is giant interest in the market. That doesn't necessarily mean the price will go up, but the price has been going up. So volume and price into the same direction, in my opinion, is a signal that markets want to move in that direction and that it's not a fake out so far.
Certainly.
Go for it.
Yes. So yeah, kind of what we got here, where Bitcoin is at currently, we're facing some resistance right here. We had a nice move. We didn't actually retest range low demand. Our demand's down there confluent with our range low. Price was bought. We swept this low from January 29th, and we've had a strong move ever since. So
that bottom was funny though, like the 3,100 level.
Certainly.
Like if you look at the volume there, like what I saw is super low volume. So kind of like a fake out to create a last bit of liquidity to trap some bears and then to just liquidate them on that immense pump upwards, right?
Correct. Yeah. I was anticipating a move to range low demand before any move higher. And look, big money was institutional investors. Here's an order block that here's actually a breaker. Price reached that level, consolidated a little bit above, retested the low, swept the low, and now we've had a move up since. So where I'm looking for resistance, I believe we'll see a strong resistance at the 4K. We have a daily order block here, a bearish order block. We have yet to retest our EQ. So ultimately, I'm not in a long or short on Bitcoin specifically. I am waiting for this 4K margin right now. If I'm looking for a 4150 close, daily close above 4150, and I believe we'll go tackle range high of 4423 and even higher, close to 5K, which I'll even signal that at 5K. We do have a daily bearish order block up all the way up here at 5K.
But we're not there yet. I mean, there's some massive supply out there. Hey Don, just could you turn off the notifications on your other computer that just keeps bloop 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 bloop?
Oh, sorry about that.
Or is that me? Like, I'm not really sure where that's coming from.
Sure, that might be me. I don't know where it's coming from. Sorry about that.
No worries. Hey, and that bottom at $3,300, that 3330 level, right?
Yeah.
I love working with Fibonacci's, and if you draw a Fibonacci from the bottom at $3,120 and you pull it all the way up to that high of 4,241, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful level that coincides with the mountain sign, right? That 79%. It's
look
after
at
such a bear move, you really want to long that level when it comes back into it.
Certainly. And I do think we'll make a push to supply up here 4K 4100. And I think we'll see a minor retrace back to 3800 to a block and find support before any move higher. At this point, entering along, the risk reward certainly isn't there. So just ultimately finding support, finding where this next move is headed. I think we're in a healthy environment right now. Alts are moving pretty healthy actually, and we're in some trades that are moving. The market's establishing.
Market looks good. Yeah, I'll share it with you guys what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. It's quite similar, but as always, we do have different perspectives, and that makes this market fun. So I need to full screen myself. Is that a full screen? That's a full screen. Let's go.
Hey, John. John, I saw what you said about metal. We'll get to metal. We're just going to cover a few, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few alts, and then we'll jump over to and chart metal for you.
Cool. Well, a little shout out to Whitney in our chat on YouTube. Love you. He's the Bitcoin broski. Always good to see you showing up your face. All right. Let's see. Can I focus my screen here? There we go. Beautiful. All right. So I'm just going to remove this little bit. It was just me trying to predict whatever is going to happen. So essentially for me, when I'm looking at this market, I saw that Fibonacci that we just drew on Don's chart. And basically there are three levels here that if we can go past them, they kind of like predict where the market wants to go. So when you're trading order flow, there's going to be fake outs. There's going to be liquidity above these highs. And what generally happens is that the market will try to tap into this liquidity and try to sell off their longs and close their longs. I'm not necessarily saying they are going short, but they're trying to get out of some long positions right there. And what you will see is at these levels, the market will probably reverse a little bit. And people will immediately think that's going to be very bearish. It's probably, once we actually go past one of these 3 wicks, it's probably a telltale that will continue upwards after a little bit of a retrace. So for me personally, when I'm trading price action, order flow, I just like to look at the swing highs. So there's a swing high here, swing low here. And I will always be trying to connect the swing highs and look at how much they retrace to kind of tell me if the market is bullish, bearish, or anything, and what kind of stage of its cycle it is. So for example, take this swing high here and the swing high here and see how far that comes back up. It actually comes up quite far. So it's a fairly bullish move, and it was a strong move when we went from 3,100 to this level. Retracing more than 80%, nearly 90% of this entire move is it's not bullish, but it's definitely not as bearish as many would think. So you keep on connecting these swing highs with the swing lows, and you'll see rejection usually happening around like 70 to 80%, and that's where you want to flip your buy it, like when you want to flip the other way. And this is going to continue happening. So you try to predict where this move is going to retrace eventually, but you don't know where the top is. So we'll have to wait and see to actually form a swing high or a swing low. We're not there yet. So we're patient. We're not moving too fast. We're not moving whatever we set. This was our support right here. And you gotta long this level because you had a giant impulse move up. The market tells you that there's a lot of buyers that with force are trying to move the market up, and everyone's bearish and it's fine, and it just comes back down slowly. This is retail or small players who are just selling into the FUD and the uncertainty. And then what you want to see on the key level right here. So this is your key level. You want to see a reaction, and boy, did we see a reaction. So this is bullish. Like you see this, don't think about shorting that at all. You close a little bit on that pump at a resistance level, and you try and find your next support level, and you keep on going. And the way you find your key levels is by looking at where the pivots are and where support and resistances are, and you can go as far back as like 2017. Use that structure and flesh it out. See how, for example, this level was support and then was resistance before an impulse move, et cetera, et cetera. These are your telltales about where the market wants to buy and sell. And that these levels are the levels that you want to keep an eye on. And once you have interactions with those levels, you want to anticipate these moves. So you always try to think ahead and try to think where the big players are trying to enter and exit. And once you get to those levels and you zoom in on your chart and you actually see it happen, that's when you want to strike. That's where you want to get into your position and go for it and shoot. You're a sniper.
Yeah, I want to point out in your chart that breaker that I pointed out. I believe it's on the December 12th, that breaker right there. Notice how when price went below to 3K and then it went straight up and breached that whole entire breaker, it never retested that breaker, and price continued to trade higher. Okay, we were trying to find supply, and then it took nearly 4 weeks to find that demand zone before another move higher. Price is always gonna move higher. But finding a good entry where order blocks and institutional sponsorship is there, I think that's, as a retail trader, we want to focus on.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did retest it slightly if you zoom in.
Yes,
but you know, like after you break such a level with force, you always need to have a long bias once you get back into that level, especially if it's a giant retrace after a giant run up that shows force of another key level. Because we had a key level here around 3K, just above 3K, and we had a strong move. And then just pay attention. Once again, guys, pay attention to this swing high, to this swing low, and look how far back up we got. We almost got to 90% of that retrace, which is unusually strong. Like generally, you're probably going to find resistance at 78 to 70%, and that's confirming your incredibly bearish bias. But the fact that we retraced nearly 90% right here on a strong move and then came back into this level at the 786 and not lower, is your telltale that there's money trying to go up and that retail got tricked. Like if you follow me on Twitter, I talk about Bob all the time. Other people talk about Chad or whatever. Melvin's, I don't know how we should call anyone participating in the market, but careful, always be careful. Yeah, man, let's jump into ETH. I do think that Bitcoin here is gonna, I think she's gonna continue. I think we're at least gonna break above 4K and close above 4K, and then she's gonna retrace later on. I think we're probably gonna retrace. If we break out here, I think we're gonna retrace eventually back to 3,800 or maybe even as far as 3,700. We'll have to see where exactly we're stopped to actually figure that out. We cannot really predict that too much yet.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate, it's not about getting every high and every low. It's about getting portions of these move and banking them. Compounding the equity over time is really what we're trying to do here. And I found through my trading style, this trading style has been the most profitable for me. I've been able to manage all my positions. You go in there with a plan. At the end of the day, it's a lot of patience and it takes time.
Yeah, I mean, patience is the right word.
Exactly.
Like we got into ZIL today, and I think I've been waiting for that entry for, I think that took 3 weeks. Like for when I first looked at that chart and saw like, hey, there's an interesting level, and it came into that level, and it has been around that level for 7 days. I mean, I didn't buy straight away, and I'm not sure whether this was the right time to enter, but volatility came in, volume came in. That's a telltale something's happening to that level, and then you take the gamble. Let's jump into ETH, I guess. Yeah. You want to take a look at ETH? You want to flesh out ETH for us?
Yeah. I gotcha.
Cool.
Sir. All right. Let's change this a little bit. You got me? Can you see?
Yeah. Yep. See you. Okay, crisp and clear, bro. Is that your Ethernet cable being all a good boy?
Yeah, I have to here at the office. So yeah, Ethereum here. So it's kind of similar to Bitcoin, but a bit different here. So notice lows were swept here. Then again, just like Bitcoin, I actually identified a different daily range here. You notice how we are actually currently testing this order block. So how to identify really an order block? You see this order block and you want to justify that with a lower look at lower time frame. So that's a high time frame, 12 hour, and you kind of just want to dig in here on the lower time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour, and find that order block. Look at this 4 hour just sitting there.
So try to explain to everyone who's listening or viewing this live stream, what an order block is in terms of psychology or what happens inside an order block. We call it an order block. What makes an order block an order block? Is it because people want to buy and sell there, or is this a specific range? Can you tell us more about that?
So yeah, more of an order block. It's basically, like I mentioned earlier, it's where institutional money's coming in, flooding the market. Big money's buying. Now they want to push price a certain direction. Okay. Now on that close, it's gonna how can I identify this here?
So wait, an order block is like a little range where you expect buyers or sellers to step in, right?
It's more or less like a support resistance. Yes, if you want to put it in that aspect, it's a support resistance where big money's coming in or leaving the market. So, I mainly it's identifying them, finding these order blocks, which ones are actually order blocks, and then finding the confluence with your swing highs and swing lows and ranges as well.
That makes sense. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Jack.
No, go for it. It's funny though, because you have the exact same order block on your chart as I do. So there is this certain thing to it where we kind of agree upon these levels without even having shared our chart with each other.
It's horizontal price action. That's basically I found trend lines and all that garbage. It's certainly profitable for certain individuals. And I've done it in the past, but this strategy has certainly been the most profitable for me. And I've been able to manage my risk entirely, manage my trades, to a T. There's sometimes where I hit to a pip or to a certain sat where I close a position and price falls. So that's that. As far as ETH, though, it looks a little bit ahead of Bitcoin, in my opinion. Yesterday it was, at least. And it's starting to, pick up steam. I'm seeing some resistance here. I don't believe we'll just race through this to 175 supply just yet. I'm expecting some heavy resistance at range high at 159.50 before any move. And I'd expect some demand retest before any move higher than 159.
Cool. Yeah, I think I agree. So we're running into minute 22 of this live stream. We plan to keep these live streams at about 30 minutes. There is a few requests that we got in the chat. So someone is talking about metal because our Bitcoin Burge, aka Joel, is a big fan, and he saw a lot of volume, and he talked about it on the podcast, the CryptoLive podcast that we do every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So we're gonna dive into some metal analysis. I do like personally IOST, and someone mentioned that as well. So definitely gonna do that one. And there's someone asking it. Stefan is asking us to do BSV. I don't know why we would actually chart Satoshi's vision, Craig Wright, Fake Satoshi. I'll be honest. I don't give a beep about Craig Wright. I think he's a toxic that we should cut out of this community. But we'll jump into BSV because you asked so nicely. No worries, bro. We got your back. So shall I take metal for a spin?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Run metal.
Let's have a looky.
I'm charting metal myself right now. This is my first time looking at it. I've been seeing a lot of heat on it on Twitter recently. I don't really hang out on Twitter too often, as you can see.
I'm trying to load a metal chart, but I'm not really sure why nothing is. TradingView will be back soon. Are you kidding me? We're doing a live stream and we're about to. Oh, wow. Okay, well, the good thing is that they're saying we are busy upgrading TradingView with new technology and features. Please try to reload this page or return to homepage. Well, let me try and reload, or let me try to go to the homepage. Are you seriously that I'm not able to chart anything right now?
I got you. I think you just opened up. You're good. You're good to go.
No, I'm not good to go at all.
No? Okay, hold on. Let me see here.
All right, I'm just gonna throw away this Walton chain chart. I got it long on that one. Let's see, metal.
I'm charting metal right now as we speak.
Jesus, this looks.
I actually like metal, man. I somebody mentioned to me the other day. Took a peek, and I really didn't catch too much interest. There's a lot of highs that need to be taken out. I'm pointing these out right now. Give me a minute here.
All right. So what I kind of like to do when I chart the chart is I like to look at where.
There looks like a lot of liquidity here.
Are you kidding me? Did I just lose all my custom scripts or?
Okay, so
I'm
looking.
All right. Well, I'm not going to be able to do this because TradingView is majorly telling me that it's upgrading the scripting engine. So let's switch to your screen, okay?
Yeah, I gotcha. Give me a second here. Let me get there. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Bear with us here. It's our first series.
Well, I'm gonna add TradingView and tell them I love their trading software and I love their charting software. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna switch to your screen, okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Switch to my screen. So this is what I'm looking at for metal. I'm looking at this on the daily. Give me a second here.
Yeah, we'll have to go through it a bit quickly. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
we got about like 5 minutes left, or maybe we can do 7.
Yeah. So basically, here metal. This is where I'm looking. It's currently testing support right here. So which is actually confluent with range low. So this is where I would look to be a buyer because I do see some upward continuation here. Personally, buying here will probably be decent. And that is not financial advice for a move much higher. Let's see.
You would maybe buy there, right? Not you.
Absolutely. I'd probably. It's actually pretty decent risk reward here. You can take this to, EQ. You can take this to this high. It obviously depends on local price action. I definitely have some sell orders where these liquidity stands just above these highs. And, if we do get a daily close above EQ of 1152, I'd look for a potential retest at 1152 and take it to range high, even higher supply just above.
Yeah, I just want to see the reaction to that lower horizontal that you've drawn there.
Here's that 3-day that here it's a more defined order block or a breaker, I should say. For support, which is all like I said, this is also confluent with range low. We're coming back within range. And this looks like it wants to trade higher and take out some highs, which we have noted here. So I'm actually bullish on this pair. Unless Bitcoin dumps, I can't imagine this thing trading any lower, and I think we move higher. That's metal on that part. I hope that covered what you were asking. ARC looks interesting. Yeah, I've been looking at ARC for a little while now. I actually let that one miss away, and also storage ran away 150%. Here's ICX. Real quick, I'll just go over ICX. I actually bought a large bag of ICX and XLM. So this is a setup I'm looking for XLM. Or I'm sorry, ICX. We actually broke below range. Here, I'll put this on the daily. So notice how there's no daily closes above, and we were getting continuously rejections, tested supply barely, and we went and tested range low. Actually, this green line right here is actually our primary low from before. Actually, this is the history from Binance, so that's all I see.
Could you tell everyone who's watching what level that exactly is?
Yeah, absolutely. That's 550. That's 550 sats. Notice how price went down there, swept that low, and we had to break back within range. When I saw this move, this is the move I saw. I immediately gauged interest. We broke above this breaker. I looked for this breaker for support. And basically, I've been filling orders down here in this blue box. I filled some orders at 589 right at EQ, and filled more yesterday at about 610, 605, where price is currently trading at. I'm looking for price to take out this high, a range high at the very least, 714 and supply. I do have some higher targets of 930. You want to play this one more conservative. I do like this setup. I do have a pretty big bag of this, and I feel very confident of ICX specifically. Let's see, an XLM real quick. I was buying XLM. I think my average entry is 2161, right where this line is at, or 2180. The same thing. It's similar here. Lows were swept on XLM. We've had a strong sell-off. I'm not looking for a bottom specifically, but we've seen in the past that a lot of these pairs, if you find the primary low, we have a strong reaction to that low. Whether that's on the USD pair or the Bitcoin pair, there's always a strong reaction there.
Yeah.
Say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at XLM from a larger time frame, it is, it was a week long setup, as in it was a place too long. It was sketchy though, too long out of nowhere, like without any confirmation. But I think it's good to mention that we're not necessarily looking for a reversal in the direction of the price. So we're playing this for a bounce right here, and she might start running up, but there's not yet that much that confirms to us that she's bottoming out there.
Right. I agree completely. And like I said, we did take profits here, just slight profits at 23.55. Keep it small. Stop loss remains the same. I really do like this trade. I mean, I do think price is going to move higher. I'm looking for a close above 23.16, above this previous high. If a daily close above that, I'd anticipate a move, to higher supply. Pretty imminent. Right. Let's see what else. I know someone said. Let's see.
We had IOST and Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision. We have about 2 more minutes. I don't want to make this any longer than 35 minutes because otherwise it's going to be a long sit. But let's pick one of them: IOST or Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision.
Okay, cool.
Let's go for Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. Okay.
Yeah. Let me try to load. Why isn't it letting me load a chart? Give me a second here.
Because TradingView is updating their engine, bro.
So I already had all the charts that I want to speak about already loaded up, and it's not letting me load a new chart here. So definitely some bad timing as far as TradingView updating their system while we're trying to do this. Yeah. So we apologize on our behalf. You definitely seen some a little rejection right now on Ethereum. So
I'm gonna do one shout out to John from, I think, the Netherlands, or that might just be John NL. Just shoot me a little message on Twitter at BTC Jack Sparrow, BTC_Jack Sparrow, and I'll forward you a chart on my view or how I'm looking at IOST, and to. Let's see, who was that? Stefan. Sorry for not charting Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision. TradingView is not cooperating today, and we'll be back next Tuesday. If you guys have any requests, you can always send us a message on Twitter or ahead of time in the chat here, and we'll get something done in time. Amsterdam, nice. That's not where I'm from, but close to Amsterdam.
I'll leave you with my last one. I think you can see this last chart on Quantum. This is what I'm eyeing. I think we're getting an accumulation range right here. So just kind of eyeing this one. Being a hawk, I think this one's going to be a big winner in the near future. Just overall staying patient.
Yeah. Quantum. You often get a lot more time in the markets than you think you will.
Yeah, there's a nice, well-defined range over here. I had a sweep of the low and trading back within range. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys have any questions specifically, feel free to message me in Discord. I'm down the chart all day, every day. So I'm a message away. Feel free to holler at me.
Cool. Well, I think we're gonna end on that close. It was a pleasure doing this for the first time with you, Don. We've never done a live stream together. Thank you for that. And everyone who watched, if you like what we did, please like, subscribe down below. We appreciate that. We appreciate you tuning in. And
yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And Josh, I do have a Twitter, but I do not give my Twitter out because I don't tweet like
I think we lost Don's mic right there. Is there one last thing you want to say, Don? I think we lost you. Well, technical issues. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Chicago time, CST. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you later.